One of the most important lessons inspired by Richard Feynman is this: never believe something simply because everyone else believes it. Many ideas in society are accepted not because they are true, but because they are repeated over and over. When enough people say the same thing, it starts to feel like truth. But popularity is not evidence. A belief does not become correct just because it is common. Feynman warned that authority, status, and reputation can be misleading. Just because an idea comes from a famous person, a powerful institution, or a respected tradition does not mean it is right. History is full of examples where the majority was wrong and progress only happened because someone dared to question what everyone knew. Believing without questioning is dangerous. When you accept ideas without thinking, you are no longer using your own mind. You are borrowing someone else's thinking instead. Over time, this weakens your ability to reason, judge, and understand reality for yourself. Independent thinking requires courage. It means slowing down and asking simple but powerful questions. Why do people believe this? What evidence supports it? Does it actually make sense? True understanding is not about agreeing with the crowd. It is about discovering truth through thinking, testing, and honest doubt. As Feynman believed, real intelligence begins the moment you stop believing just because people say so. Richard Feynman believed that questions are not a sign of ignorance, but the very beginning of intelligence. In fact, he saw questioning as proof that a person is truly thinking. Many people are afraid to ask questions. They worry about looking stupid or challenging what others accept as normal. But Feynman believed the opposite. A person who never asks questions is not showing intelligence, they are showing obedience. Every major discovery in science began with a simple question. Why does this happen? Is this really true? How do we know? Without questions, there is no progress. Knowledge does not grow by memorizing answers, but by challenging them. When you ask a question, you open the door to deeper understanding. You move from accepting information to truly understanding it. Feynman emphasized that good questions are more valuable than easy answers. An answer can stop thinking, but a question keeps the mind active, curious, and alive. Even if a question has no immediate answer, it still pushes human understanding forward. In everyday life, questioning helps us avoid being misled. It protects us from false beliefs, manipulation, and blind conformity. Asking why and what evidence supports this trains the mind to think clearly and independently. According to Feynman, intelligence begins the moment you dare to question, because the future belongs not to those who memorize answers, but to those who are brave enough to ask better questions.
Richard Feynman strongly warned about one of the greatest dangers to human thinking: answers that are not allowed to be questioned. When an idea, belief, or rule is treated as absolute, something you are forbidden to question, it becomes dangerous. Not because it is necessarily wrong, but because it blocks thinking. The moment questioning is banned, truth can no longer be tested. Feynman believed that real truth is not fear questions. If something is true, it will remain true even after being challenged. Only weak or false ideas need protection from doubt. Throughout history, many harmful systems survived not because they were right, but because people were taught not to question them. When questioning is punished, people stop thinking for themselves. This is how blind belief, brainwashing, and false authority are created. An answer that cannot be questioned demands obedience instead of understanding. It replaces curiosity with fear. Over time, this destroys independent thinking and turns intelligent people into followers who accept ideas without evidence. Science works because everything is open to questioning. No theory is sacred. No idea is above doubt. That is why science progresses, while systems that silence questions collapse or cause harm. In everyday life, this lesson is critical. If someone tells you, "Don't ask questions, just believe," that is a warning sign. Growth, learning, and freedom depend on the right to ask why. As Feynman taught us, the truth invites questions. Lies demand silence.
Richard Feynman was a scientist, and at the heart of science is one simple rule. Don't just believe, test it yourself. Feynman believed that no idea, no matter how beautiful or popular it sounds, should be accepted without evidence. Words, theories, and opinions mean very little unless they can be tested against reality. For him, true understanding comes from direct experience. It is not enough to repeat what a teacher, a book, or an expert says. You must examine the idea, question it, and see if it actually works in the real world. If it is true, it will hold up under testing. If it is false, testing will expose it. This mindset protects us from illusion. Many ideas sound convincing, inspiring, or logical, but only experimentation reveals whether they are real or just stories. Feynman famously believed that nature cannot be fooled. Reality always tells the truth. In everyday life, test it yourself means applying critical thinking to everything you hear. If someone promises success, happiness, or results, don't just believe them. Try it. Observe the outcomes. Learn from real experience, not empty claims. This principle is what separates belief from knowledge. Belief accepts. Knowledge verifies. As Feynman taught us, reality is the final judge. No idea is true because it sounds good. It is true only if it survives testing. So think for yourself, question boldly, and always test ideas against real life, because truth is discovered through experience, not opinion.